Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session on toddler tantrums. So, just getting a bit of music going. Get into the vibe this morning. Ain't nobody crying. So that's where I want to take you to. To this place. Nobody's crying. Nobody's worried. Yeah. Morning. Hi, Leanne. Good morning. So look, I'll take you there. And this morning's session is going to start you on that path. So say hi as you come on. Woo! Morning, everybody. This is a tune, isn't it? I love it. I'm going to turn it down. So as you come on now, I'd really love you to say hello and let me know your child's age. Like, how old is your child? Let me know in the comments. Say hello. Let me know how old your child is. Okay, so I hope you got a cup of tea. I've got mine here. I've got lemon and ginger this morning. That's my morning tea. I always kick the day off with a lemon and ginger, and I'm on my second one now. So in the comments, please leave comments, be interactive. Oh, hi, Danger. Not sure if I pronounced your name right. Apologies if I haven't. Hi there, my son is 16 months and I'm all ears for the tantrums tips. Amazing. And Donna's here. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter and a just about to turn 1-year-old son. Morning, Donna. Great to see you. Good morning, good morning. Mikey's 8, so we're past toddlerhood, but I'm constantly caring for godchildren and friends' kids. Thank you so much. So yeah, the tips that I'm going to be sharing are great for you with your toddlers, or if you're a grandparent or an auntie or an uncle, or you work in a nursery or whatever you do. If you're around little ones, they're going to be really helpful. But I'll let you into a secret as well. They're really good for big ones too. So, yeah, even husbands. So, but anyway, I'll explain more about that later. But today we're really focusing on that toddler time of life. So if you're just tuning in, yes, you are in the right place for the toddler tantrums session. So my first question for you this morning is, the answering, I use your tips on my husband every day. Me too, huh? So if you're just tuning in or you're watching the replay, please be interactive. This is going to be an interactive session. All my sessions are interactive. So please, when I ask you a question, do reply in the comments if you can, if your hands are free and you're not driving or something. So my first question to you is, where are you at with your toddler, with this toddler tantrums kind of topic that we're looking at today? So on a scale of 0 to 10, because I want to just gauge where you are right now. And this is something I always do with people, really check in with where you are right now. Because the work that I do with people is I look at where you are now, where you want to be. I was going to do that, but then I thought, oh, that's rude. Where you are now, where you want to be. And what I do is I bridge the gap. I create a bridge for you to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And in order for us to do that, in order for you to get from where you are to where you want to be, we need to know where you are right now. We need to know what your situation is now, where you are at the moment. Now, lots of you may have joined here because you saw, you've come from other groups, and it's amazing to see so many new people come into the group this week. We've had like 100 people come into the group this week, which is amazing. And it's amazing to see you all come. And I'm so excited because one of my kind of missions, I suppose, is to help as many people as possible to create the calm, happily family life that they desire. So I'm really excited that you're here for that and you're available for that. So in the comments, write 0 to 10. I haven't got any comments yet. So in the comments, so 1 would be your child like never gets overwhelmed, or not never gets overwhelmed, because we all do that. So that's a terrible way of putting it. This is about how confident you feel about navigating the big emotions that come up for your child. That's what it's about, right? I'll let you into another secret, which is I'm not very keen on the word tantrum at all. And I've been doing this work for a long time, and I don't use the word myself usually. But I realized that actually for you to communicate and for people to calm and to really engage with this, it's useful to use language that I might not use, right? So you might be with me with that. So I tend to talk about big emotions, getting overwhelmed. So 1 would be you just feel like you don't know what to do. You're at the end of your tether, that you've got kind of big emotions coming up, big explosions coming out, screaming, shouting, all of that kind of thing going on. You're feeling rubbish about how things are going. Your children are having multiple kind of meltdowns in a day. So that, that's kind of 1 to 10. You would be like, hardly ever happens. It's very rare. And when it does happen, you have the skills at your fingertips to be able to handle it, to know what to do, to help your child and help yourself and move through it. Because one of the things, if you're here expecting to be able to stop these big emotions happening, that's not what we'll be doing. What we'll be looking at is supporting your child to express those emotions and for them to move through, okay? So I just wanted to flag that up. Okay, so 1 to 10, where are you at? Are you really struggling? Are you down at a 1? Are you like a 5, sort of in the middle? Are you you've got skills at your fingertips, you feel confident, and you're just thinking this will be helpful for a bit of a top up? Morning, currently at 1, would like to be at 10. I just want to be able to efficiently support them. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing that. All right. Wow. From this session alone, I'm pretty sure that you can move up that scale, right? And I'm going to be sharing some tips with you this morning. I'm going to be sharing 3 tips with you this morning. And give you a bit of a taster and let you know what is available and how I'll be able to support you to get from that 1 to the 10, okay? You'll be able to ask questions during the session. I've got some notes here. If you're wondering why I'm looking to the side, I've got some notes just to keep me on track. And I will let you know what I have, right? Towards the end of the session, I'll let you know what I have and the ways in which I can help you, because there are a number of ways that I can support you get from a 1 to a 10, okay? There are a number of ways that I can do that. So I'll be sharing those with you. So full disclosure, I will let you know what services, that I offer. But my aim is to give you massive value in this session. You will be getting tips in this session you can take away and use today, okay? So Donna saying I'm probably in the middle. We've watched your free mini-series before and used some of the skills, but others we seem to forget in the heat of the moment. Yeah, so Donna, that's so interesting because, it is about consistency, of using anything. It's like anything, exercising, playing an instrument, whatever it is, using these skills that I'm going to be sharing with you. It's about the consistency of using them, and also having enough skills in your toolkit, right? Because today I'll be sharing some of the foundational skills, and I'll be sharing a skill that's not in those foundational skills. But everybody needs the foundational skills. Everybody needs to have those at your fingertips and to develop a degree of mastery. So I'll be letting people know how you can do that, all right? And from there, you can layer on top of those other skills as well. Hi, Veronica. Great to see you here. So on top of those, you'll be able to layer other skills on top of those. So you have the foundational skills and then layer the other skills on top. So there'll be people here who don't even know me. So let me let you know who I am. I'm Sarah Parks. I am a legacy life coach and a mum of two gorgeous girls, age 12 now. My eldest is now 12, my youngest is 7, and she will be 8 in August. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker and an author as well. And I have been using these skills that I'll be sharing with you for about 11 years, okay? And I use them myself in my life. And that's kind of how I came to them as a parent myself, wanting to find ways to parent in a respectful way, to be able to navigate this terrain of holding firm, loving boundaries, parenting with respect, and also having skills that actually work and are in alignment with my values that I can feel good about, that help life be easier, simpler, more enjoyable with my children. So that's what I do. I share these skills and I help you get from A, where you are, to B, where you want to be. So that's essentially what I do. Okay. So let's have a look. Where are we? Yeah, the foundational skills. So yeah, I'll be sharing 2 foundational skills and 1 skill around cooperation as well. So let's get on to the first skill. So this first one is all about helping to stop adding fuel to the fire. So there will be things that we all do as parents that don't help the situation, right? So if you ever had the situation where your child has got upset about something, okay, and then you have said something or you've done something and it seems to get worse, right? They're crying or it's escalating instead of de-escalating. I call that adding fuel to the fire, okay? So give me a yes in the comments if that's ever happened to you. Give me a yes in the comments. Yes, I've experienced that. I know, hands up, absolutely, I have experienced that. So I'm just going to give you a moment while I have a sip of my tea. Oh. Yes, Leanne's saying yes, absolutely. I am definitely a yes for that one. Yes, Jessica's saying yes. Make that a hell yes. Absolutely. Okay, we all have, right? Of course we have. Because we're not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. We don't always have skills at our fingertips. And so there'll be times when we do something or say something and it gets worse, and then we're just like, oh no, I'm just trying to make it better and it's got worse, and then we feel bad and we feel guilty and we beat ourselves up about it and all of that stuff. So let's look at one of the things that you can do that add fuel to the fire, that you can stop doing that add fuel to the fire. So on my notes, I've got here, stop trying to reason and explain with logic. So often when our children get upset, right? So let's imagine, I did a little video yesterday about, because our children get upset about the most illogical things, right? Things that they really loved yesterday and they don't love anymore for some reason. Like, we don't know why, but suddenly it's like, no, that thing that was like amazing yesterday is like, they don't like today, okay? So I did a video about, imagining you've given them a blue cup, like they've been loving this blue cup. You give them the blue cup, but no, they don't want the blue cup today. Today, their favorite color is yellow, and they're really upset they haven't got the yellow cup, and the yellow cup is in the dishwasher, and the dishwasher is on, so we can't even get the yellow cup to give them the yellow cup, but we have a blue cup, right? And in that situation, we go straight to logic and reasoning, and we might say something like, oh, but that's your favorite cup, and you really liked it yesterday, and they just get more and more and more upset, right? And so we try and reason with them, and we try and explain with logic. So let me know, have you ever done that? Give me a yes in the comments if you ever reasoned with your child or explained with logic. Give me a yes in the comments if you've done that. I know I absolutely have, for sure. So what we're going to do, so the first tip is to stop doing that. Stop trying to reason and explain with logic, right? So the first part is the awareness, is to know. Now, I have a course that some of you may have done, lots of you won't have done, called 4 Steps to Help Your Child Manage Their Big Emotions. Yep, says Donna. And in that, fails every time. It does, doesn't it? In that, I take you through, there are 7 typical ways that we end up, typical ways that we interact with our children, like using reason and using logic, or denying their feelings, like not listening to their feelings. And I take you through those so that you have a sense of where you might be now, some of the things you might have been doing that have been adding fuel to the fire, okay? So in this morning session, I've just shared one of those with you. In that course, I go through all of them, okay? So what you're going to do, instead of trying to reason, instead of the logic, okay, instead of doing that, what you're going to do, so that's the first tip, is to stop doing that, okay? Have the awareness. Become aware of when you're doing that, catching that, and stop doing that. Now, tip 2 is what you're going to replace that with, and I've kind of hinted at that already. You're going to replace that with listening instead, okay? Listening and accepting their feelings, okay? So that's 2 things really, isn't it? 2 tips at the price of 1 there. So listening and accepting their feelings. So in that scenario, what would that look like? So instead of trying to reason with them, trying to use logic with them, that, but that was your favorite cup. The blue was your favorite yesterday. You would say something like, oh no, you really want the yellow cup today. That's it, something like that. So you're really listening and acknowledging their feelings, acknowledging where they're at, getting them and meeting them where they are at, okay? So that listening part is the foundation of the foundation skills. Like, before we can do anything else, before we can move on to anything else, we need to listen and we need to get where they're coming from, okay? So that takes for us to stop and take a moment, to do that listening part, okay? Now, you're probably thinking, that sounds really simple. It is simple, and it's not always easy. Like, simple things aren't always easy, and it's often the simple things that are really, really effective. So that's your tip number 2, is to listen and accept their feelings. And I've given you an example of how you can do that. So I want you to try that, right? Try that today. Next time your child gets upset, all right, about something, really listen and get where they're at before you try and do anything else, before you try and move them on, before you try and reason with them, before you try and anything else. Just listen to them and get where they're coming from. And let them know that you understand. Let them know that you get how they're feeling, okay? So, let me know, are you up for giving that a go? So let me know in the comments, give me a yes or a no that you're up for giving that a go, okay? So let me know in the comments. Now I'm going to move on to the next tip that I want to share with you this morning. Excuse me, I've had a cold all week, so I'm a bit groggy this morning. Okay, so the next tip, the third tip I'm going to give you this morning is, Jessica's saying definitely yes, give it a go. Try this out. So the next one is the word, Donjay is saying yes as well. Thank you. Brilliant. So the word no. Okay. Who has had the experience where you have said no to your child and they've gone, wah! They have just absolutely lost it. Yeah, me, I definitely have. So if you've had that experience, let me know in the comments. And just type in lost it in the comments if your child has ever lost it when you've said no. Like, they do not like the word no. So, one of the things you can do, so this is not in the foundational skills, okay? But you know what? I did a training. So in my Be a Great Mum and Still Be You course, there's a whole training on alternatives to no. And I was thinking the other day, do you know what? Maybe that would be really useful for me to do for you, for everybody, So thinking about this, would you be interested, like every day, Jessica's saying, daily? Yeah, okay. All right. So out of interest, would you be interested in a training around alternatives to no, like what you can say instead of no? So let me know in the comments, put interested if you're interested in that. And then I can gauge, if there's a few people interested in that. If you're watching the replay, please still comment and you can put interested. So I know if people are interested in these things as well. Because I can do a whole training on that. Leanne's interested. Great. Okay. So the word no. And so what I recommend with that, so this is my third tip, is to try and avoid using the word no. And there are different ways of doing that, which I can go through in a deeper training. But I'm just going to give you one tip. So instead of saying no, say yes and when. So you're not just going to say yes when, but you're going to say yes and then let them know when they can do the thing, have the thing, okay? I love that, Donna. So your partner just walked in, Donna's saying her partner just walked into the room, heard the question and said 100% yes. Okay, yes, good. I'm glad. Oh, I'm glad your partner's watching. I love it when people watch this with their partners, with, grandparents or whatever, people that care for your children. You want to share this stuff with them. Yes, you were definitely interested. Hooray. Well, that's something I'm definitely, I'm looking into doing. Getting improv vibes, yeah. Yes, and yeah, it's very improv, isn't it? So, instead of saying no, say yes. So if they say, I'm going to go back to the cop example. So if they say, I want my blue cup, I want the yellow cup, okay? Let's say it's in the dishwasher. You can't get that yellow cup out because it's going around, right? I want the yellow cup. So you would say, yes, you can have the yellow cup when the dishwasher's finished, right? That's it. Yes, when. Yes, when. Yes, we can have ice cream when we finish our lunch. Yes, we can, whatever it is, yes, when. So it's a really easy one to remember. Yes and when. So instead of saying, no, you can't have that until after lunch, you're saying yes and when. Okay. So those are the 3 tips. We've got learn how to stop adding fuel to the fire with stopping catching ourselves when we're doing the reasoning and the logic, okay? Replacing that, the second tip, with listening, and the little burners are acknowledging their feelings, okay? And then the third tip was when, instead of saying no, saying yes, when, okay? So I want you to let me know in the comments how this has landed with you. Like, what's your biggest takeaway from what I've shared with you this morning out of these 3 tips? What are you going to take away and use? And what are your thoughts? So let me know in the comments. And while you do that, while you let me know in the comments, I'm going to let you know about how I can support you further with getting you from where you are now. If you're a 1 or a 2 or a 5 or a 7 and you want to be at a 10, you want to be in that kind of 9, 10 area more consistently, then I'm going to let you know how I can support you to do that. Yeah, Leanne's saying, I am so going to do yes, when. Brilliant. And listen, please let me know when you try out these skills. So I want you to try out these skills over the next few days. Hi, Aisha Rose. Lovely to have you here. Let me know over the next few days. Like, I want you to go away and I want you to try these things out and come back and let us know how it went. Hi, Beth. Yes, when. Brilliant. Let us know how it's gone for you as well, okay? Hey, morning, Danielle. Great to see you. So let me know how it's gone for you as well with using these skills, with trying out these skills, okay? I want to know how it's gone for you and any questions you've got, right? So as I let you know about how I can help you further, please let me know what you're going to take, what your takeaway is, your biggest takeaway is from today. And if you've got any questions, also put those in the comments as well, okay? Excuse me, more tea needed. Have a sip of tea. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I have this course called 4 Steps to Help Your Child Manage Their Big Emotions. This is the foundations that everybody needs to know to do this listening part. I said replacing the ways that we do things that don't work, aren't working, and that just add fuel to the fire. I take you through what those things are in this course. I take you through 4 different steps, 4 different ways, bit by bit, so that you could get the first one, you implement it. So you learn, you do it, you use it with your children, and then you move on to the next one. You learn it, you use it with your children, and you move on to the next one. And by the end of when you've got all these 4 tips, these 4 steps down, you can then be using them, mixing and matching them. But the first one is the foundation of the foundations. So you always use that one first. And then you can be layering and adding in the other ones. And let me tell you, when people do this, when people implement this and are consistent with this, it is like night and day. Like, I've had people going from their children having multiple meltdowns, tantrums, whatever you want to call them, multiple through a day, to like, it's been 3 weeks. I can't remember last time we had a big blowout, right? Big upset. How would that be? How would that be for you? If you could go from having multiple meltdowns in a day to, I can't remember the last time. It's huge, isn't it? Yeah, Leanne's just put, it really is massive, massive game changer, amazing course. It is. It's an amazing course. And I am really committed to as many people having this as possible, okay? And I have taken the time to break it down for you, to have it in a digestible form, bite-sized pieces. I mean, lots of people, we're all busy, right? Lots of people are like, I don't have time to do a whole course. Thanks, Danielle. Yes, so amazing. So when you have, so lots of us don't have a lot of time, right? But this course, literally, on day one, you would spend 8 minutes listening, learning the skill, then you go off and do it. And the beauty about it is it's not something you do in isolation. You're going to be doing it with your children. You'll be practicing the skills with your children. It's really practical. It really slots into your life. So you can literally listen to the information in the morning and go off and use it throughout the day. And that's how I love people to use it. You listen in the morning, first thing or whatever, right? While you're, making the breakfast or whatever, and then use it through your life in the day, okay? And then on the next day, it's like 5 minutes. The other days are 5 minutes or less. First day's 8 minutes. The other ones are 5 minutes or less. So within 5 days, you could go from your child refusing to eat the food, refusing to put their shoes on, refusing to have a bath, having a big meltdown over this, that, and the other. Within 5 days, you can go from that to, absolutely being blown away and just going, I cannot believe they're doing that. I cannot believe they are doing the thing, right? And the amazing thing about this course as well is you have lifetime access to it. Yeah, great, Donna. You catch up on replay. So you get lifetime access to it. Do I make these shareable or are they just for the people in the group? This training this morning is just for people in this group. What you can do is you can invite people to the group and just tag them on this, and then they will get to see it. Just type their name, add them into the group, and then tag them on this. I will be moving this into the guide section, and so you'll be able to watch it anytime. You'll be able to go back over this as many times as you want and watch it as many times as you want, okay? You can invite your friends. You can invite people who care for your children. Invite anybody you want to the group, and then tag them on here. Okay, so that's what I'd recommend for that. So what was I saying? Yeah, so the 4 steps to help your child manage their big emotions course. Yeah, it's like night and day. I'll share some of the testimonials, like some of the results people have had around eating, around sleeping. Like I've had people whose children have self-settled for the first time ever from doing this course, from their participation in this course. I've had people going from like being at the end of their tether to feeling confident. And that is massive. And that is the starting point. So if you haven't already learned these foundational skills, if you've not already done this course, I really recommend it. It's only £47. I've made it massively affordable because I want people to have access to this. I don't want it to be a barrier. I don't want money to be a barrier to having access to this kind of transformation for you and your family. I've had over 500 people do this course and been blown away by the results people get. So I'd really recommend if you haven't done it, start there. Do those foundations. And if you're interested in doing the course, send me a DM or let us know in the comments and we'll drop a link for you. Let me know if you want the link and then you can book on to do that. And like I say, you get lifetime access. You can do it again and again and again because it works for when they're toddlers. So you want to get going now. It's never too early to start. If your child is 1, if your child is like really little, it's never too late early to start, and it's never too late. These skills also work for older children as well, and even teenagers actually. So yeah. So that's what you can do. If you're thinking, do you know what, I am not sure that would be enough for me, I do work with people one-to-one. And if you're thinking, I don't know, things are so, I've got to that really difficult place, you can always book to have a free chat with me to look at where you are, where you want to be, and what's going to be the best fit to get you there. Because it takes consistency. It takes using skills, over time. And also there's a big mindset piece here as well. Because it's not just about the skills, and it's not just about implementing those. It's about how we relate to them as well, what we see as being possible. It's also about our own mindset. I had a mum in the group this morning who posted about bedtimes and how she'd been struggling with bedtimes. And through her writing the post, she really recognized that it's all right, Jules, you can go back to the beginning. Don't worry. Yes, you will be able to watch it again. Don't panic. It's okay. It'll be in the guide section. And you will be able to come back. I will upload it. You'll be able to watch it again. So don't panic. It's all good. This mum was sharing about how she was really struggling with bedtimes. And through her sharing, she realized that her getting frustrated, her feeling annoyed was adding fuel to the fire. Have you ever had that when we've got less patience, when we're feeling frustrated, we're feeling annoyed by what's going on, they are slower. They do the thing more slowly, which is even more frustrating. Or, it seems to add fuel to the fire. It seems to perpetuate what is happening. So a big piece is our mindset and energy, for us to be able to let go of that anger, that frustration, the way that we are triggered is part of this as well. And a big part of what I support people with. So, if you want to go deeper, you want to take things further, there's the 4 steps to help your child manage their big emotions course. Let me know if you're wanting the link for that to take a look and book yourself on that. You can go through that in your own time, and you can come and ask questions in the group for anything you get stuck with or anything, okay? Yeah, Jules is saying, totally agree. I see my husband getting annoyed and Toddler feeding off that, and I know I do it too. Absolutely. Yeah, and we're going to do it to a certain degree, okay? We're not going to be able to manage ourselves all the time. But in the times when we're able to do that, it makes a massive, massive difference. And I talk a bit about that on the course as well. And there, as part of that course, there are Q&A sessions as well. So you'll see I kind of go deeper in the Q&A sessions as well that you can watch and tap into. So that's all in the course. So so there's that course available. If you're thinking you feel like you need one-to-one support, do get in touch with me, and we can we can have a chat and see what is going to work for you, what support you feel you're needing, where you are now, where you want to be, and I can let you know how I can get you from A to B. And if it's something I don't feel I can help you with, I would let you know and refer you. I have amazing specialists that I know and trust and recommend. So, yeah. So yeah. Yeah. And, I have other courses. Also, the How to Talk So Kids Will Listen course is amazing and goes beyond those foundations. So goes through the foundations and then building on top of those foundations. And that is just phenomenal. So if you want to know about any of those things, do let me know. So have a good day. The sun is trying to shine here, which is nice. Do try out those 3 tips that I shared with you this morning. Try them out. Start with those. Let me know how you get on. And if you're wanting to dive in with the 4 steps to help your child manage their big emotions course, let me know and I can drop the link for you. All right. Take care, everybody. If you've just come on, I know Claire. Hi, Claire, you're watching. You've just come on. This will be in the guides section so that you can watch the replay. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.